Hey guys, and welcome back to another one, and today we are going to take a quick look at this JMGO M6 portable projector. So in terms of the unboxing experience, we will find a really nice packaging, and then inside we will find, of course, the JMGO 6 portable projector, one user guide, and also a small cleaning cloth, a power adapter with 3 socket adapters, and these are for European Union, US and UK, and of course also the USB extension cable. And inside the projector slot we will find a USB Type-C, mini USB and lightning adapters that we will check in just a few moments how we will be able to use them. Now, in terms of input sources, this projector is a smart projector, which means that it has Android built in. In this particular case, Android 7, but it has a customized skin, and I was actually really surprised how fast it is, and hopefully you guys will see that on screen, because it is a really lightweight skin, and it's necessary because the specifications of this particular projector, which is using a MediaTek 5863 SoC, which is not really powerful, with 1 GB of RAM and 8 GB of flash storage, it's really necessary to have a light skin, and that's what I did. So a great job right over here. Now, if you ask me, hey Robert, what can I do with the Android built-in, I would say that it needs to be a lightweight usage. And I did test out with Kodi, worked flawless. I did play 1080 movies, 8-bit, H.265 and H.264 without any problems at all. But I did run into some issues in terms of YouTube, for example, where I did have a few glitches here and there. So the experience in YouTube was not very pleasant. And if you are thinking about games, that's not the case as well. Now, one more thing to have in mind is that this built-in Android version customized doesn't have the Play Store, so we will have to rely on apps like AppToy TV, which comes pre-installed, so that we can install other apps. And of course, there's always the manual way where we can download any APK and install it. Now, one other way that we can of course use this projector is to plug in any HDMI device, and here we are free to use any Windows computer, any laptop, any console that we have. Everything that we connect through the HDMI input will display on the projector, which will work like any other projector. But the most interesting feature, at least in my opinion here, is the ability to connect any phone or tablet, if you want to this projector and then display it on the picture. As you guys can see, now it will accept iOS and Android. In terms of iOS phones, it's just a matter of plug and play. We just connect with the lightning connector that comes included. We plug in the phone and there we go. It will mirror everything that we do on the phone. Now, in terms of Android phones, it's not just plug and play. We will actually need to install an app, but it's really easy to install, and it will work basically the same way that you already seen with iOS, which is it will mirror everything that we have on our phone. And the biggest advantage here is that we can take use of our powerful phones, and the way that we connect, it's really cool. Now, in terms of image quality, guys, what I can say is that it's a lot better than what we've seen on the last projector. It's also more expensive. Now, the best way to have the best image quality is to have a dark environment, and hopefully I can show you that on screen. But I was surprised how well it hanged. Even when I had my ceiling lights on, I could see it perfectly. It has a really good contrast, so in terms of image quality I cannot complain. I did test it out roughly about 3 meters away from the wall, and I was getting roughly a 120 inches equivalent to a display with a really nice and detailed image. Sound quality was another pleasant surprise, because actually it is small, and usually this kind of device has a crappy sound, but it's not this case. Now, in terms of the fan noise, it's always something present in projectors, and so far this is the one that I've seen that makes less noise. It has 3 modes or 4 modes in terms of the fan. We can use it manual modes to increase the speed or decrease it, but we will never be able to shut it completely off. Now, my feedback is simple, is that if you are in a very quiet environment, and let's say that you shut off completely everything and then just leave the projector on, you will be able to hear the fan really well. But if we are watching a movie, then the sound coming from this device, it's enough to block most of the sound that comes from the fan. So it's still not a dead silent unit, but much better than the unit that we saw a few weeks ago that was a lot louder. And then lastly, one thing that I did find really interesting, and this is the remote control included here, and it's really well designed in terms that we can just put it in the projector and leave it like this. It doesn't look that it has a remote control at all, so really cool. Now, in terms of the remote itself, it works just fine. It has even a laser pointer that can be useful if we are doing some kind of presentation and so on. If you ask me, hey Robert, what about the build quality? This is a cheap plastic here, really lightweight, but if you ask me, hey Robert, does it bother you? Not at all, because it is an accessory that we will use, and it is pleasant to use. It's well designed, well thought. It's powered by 2 AAA batteries. The menus are simple to use. It has the volume up, down, and then the navigation buttons and so on and so forth. Useful to use with Android, so pleased with it. The only thing is that I have to be honest with you guys, it is made of this cheap plastic. And I was forgetting about something, which is this has a built-in battery, so we can take it anywhere, and it will last, for the test that I've made, at least 2 hours, so enough to watch a movie. And the test that I made were using the built-in Android, which of course pushes for the device and spends more or wastes more battery than using any other external input, which probably will reach the 3 to 4 hours playback, so not bad at all. And of course, while we have the phone here or any other thing, we can use it as a power bank, and it will be charging our device at the same. And that's about it. Hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did so, don't forget that usual thumbs up. My name is Roberto George, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next one.